What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Corner Nook. I'm going to be showing you a leg day and a power-based lower body day today. We're going to be doing some hypertrophy after we get into some power drills. First, we're going to hop in a cold plunge. So you can come with me. Today, the main reason I'm doing a cold plunge is because I didn't want to do this workout. Hold on, it's an Amtrak. And typically, if I don't feel like doing the workout, I'll usually still go. But it's a good sign that I have an opportunity to get a little uncomfortable, to really boost my morale, and to give me a little bit more energy to move forward. And doing something uncomfortable like a cold plunge is one of the safest and most reliable way to get that motivation back, or the pleasure back. So the coldest plunge we have today is at 44. This one's also at 44. I'm just gonna choose this one. Actually, let me check this one again. 42. So we're gonna do a quick 90-second dunk. And I guess y'all can come with me. Nah, I'll put y'all on the side. No way I just broke this. That's so annoying. Okay. Well, broke the tripod leg, but it still works, so do it. All right, 90 seconds. This gets a lot easier when you talk through it. So I'll usually do somewhere between 42 and the lowest 36 degrees. It usually only gets to 36 when it's early in the morning. I'm chilling at this 42. And usually the protocol is to get your breath under control, remind your body that you're okay. Let's hang out. Find calmness, dissociate a little bit as we look around at the nature and restore some of my attention so I can really focus on the lift. And I'll typically go all the way to my collarbones. This dunk is feeling very capable. But I'll typically move around, keep myself moving, keep the surface area wide. I'll spread my toes, flex and extend them. And I'm already at a minute 20. So it's going by pretty quick. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay. Mandatory bask in the sunlight. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I broke my tripod. It's so annoying. Well, let's see if it'll still close. Well, it'll still close and open, so still fully functional. Let me dry off. We'll continue. All right, cold plunge done. We're gonna get into our warm up. I like to include 4 to same movements in every warm up that I do, and I'll add 1 to 2 specific movements depending on the workout. And the 4 basic movements that I include in every warm up is gonna include a pull, push, a hinge, and a squat pattern. So for the pull, it's a playful hang. I'm gonna hang out. I'll kind of make it an active hang. I'll pull my armpits down. Hollow body sometimes. I'll activate it, let it go. Get long through my oblique, long through my lat. And I'll shift the weight. Sometimes I'll go all the way down to the hip. Both sides. Move around. Mania. quick toes to bar. The goal here is to get all of my pulling muscles, or most of them, ready to go. And after about 30 seconds, that'll complete the first phase. Next, I'll do a push variation, do a bear crawl, dynamic. So I'll go from the blacktop to the wall twice. 40 seconds. Next, my hinge. Do some pounders. I'll go in and out, dynamic. Do my whole posterior chain ready to go. Letting the hips lead the way, spreading my toes, getting comfortable, creating force through the ground. Adding some decompression breaths. Active the dynamics. Nice. And then I'm also gonna do some thoracic rotation. That was a half kneeling windmill. Start off in a half kneeling position. Grab it. Half kneeling windmill. One knee down, heel out in front of my knee. I'm gonna get my forearm to the ground. I'm gonna turn and rotate through my thoracic. Doing my best to keep my hips in the side of the plank. Three per side. Here comes my squat pattern. Getting to my ankle. Dorsiflexion. I do an elevated ATP squat. Keep my back glute on. Get the front side of my chin active. I'll just hang out here, spend time here. Stay long in my spine so it's a collarbone lift. It's gonna be super helpful when we get into our back squats. Make sure I'm getting into my ankle, getting into my knee flexion. 30 seconds, we'll swap sides.
All right, just teaching you.
Okay, so we got our hinge, we got our pull, we got our press. We have thoracic rotation, we did our squat. It's gonna be the ATP split squat, elevated. And then the last one's gonna be a deceleration or slow down, right? Changing directions. Because I'm gonna be doing some drops, loaded. Wanna get used to slowing down, so I'll do it on a single leg. It's about creating speed, slowing down, finding stillness as soon as you can. Quick fly per side. There we go. Nice. Okay, all warm, ready to go. You get the strap bar ready to go. Always want to do your fast, power-based movements first if you want to get the most out of your sessions. Today's power is going to be with the trap bar. It's going to be a drop squat. So I will not load this up heavy. You gotta put 50 pounds on it. It's gonna give you 110 pounds total. The trap bar being about 65 pounds. sure I start my workout. Should have started before. Okay, and we're just doing sets of 5. So my goal is to get the weight up as high as I can and drop efficiently or as quickly as I can, just like we did on single leg during the warm-up. Nice. Then we're gonna take a 3-minute break. And we're actually gonna head outside. That's a pretty demanding movement. So rest time super important. During 3 minutes, I'm not gonna do anything strenuous. I'm definitely gonna stay away from doing anything demanding on the legs. But I do like to cheat in an extra drill. And let me show you what we're doing. We'll be using the tennis balls. Nice wall drill. Throw and catch, throw and catch. But I'll make it a little harder by alternating hands. So I'll throw with the left, catch that ball with the right, then I'll go the opposite direction. My goal is to focus on catching the first. And as I go for the catch of the first ball, I'll catch or I'll throw the second. So one more time, as I go for the catch of the first throw, I'll throw the second. I'll focus on the first one as long as needed until I secure it. Then I'll react and respond to wherever the second ball is up. It's a great drill for focus. You can increase the output, adding in some side steps, adding in some speed, increasing the distance. But again, I'm resting. So I'll keep it fairly moderate to easy. Then I'll just walk around, move my body for the rest. All right, number 2. I think that's 5. Oh, man. Whole point here is to really attack the ground.
Okay.
It's typically when you're being athletic, you want to be aggressive. And for me, it's trying to distribute the weight throughout my foot. So it feels like a relatively healthy impact of the floor. Finding stillness, focusing enough to keep my hollow body, keep the brace, so I can use everything I have, use the entire system. All right, number 3. Nice. All right, one more to go. Let's go play catch. So wow, look what I did to this. Like I lost a little piece right here. It broke off the bottom there. As soon as I was getting to the cold plunge. It's tough. But for the most part, it seems like it's still working. Like it's doing its job. Yeah. All right, here we go. Hand-eye coordination. Taking your time, keeping it as calm as you can. If you do miss one, catch it off the bounce. Stay active. Think about the next play. Keep my feet moving, ready to go in whatever direction. When I want to step it up, I'll back up. Now I have to be a little bit more active in the toss The ball's gonna come back at me a little quicker. If I want hard mode, I'll slide to the sides. I'll slide side to side. Usually keeping the same amount of speed. Ooh. And that's what happens when you don't throw at the same speed. You don't want to catch them at the same time. You want somewhere output. Overall, you want it to feel good. You want it to feel smooth. Nice. All right, one more to go. All right, that's it for the trap bar. We're gonna move into main lift number one. We're doing barbell back squats. Now, I like to set up my J hooks around collarbone height. It's gonna make the entrance to back squat smooth. Boom, collarbones. Now, actually, before I do that, you should definitely be writing down your lifts, your numbers. I use an online app. I use it for my clients too. And it helps me keep consistent with what my lifts are, what I did previous week, weeks before that. So I know exactly how much I'm progressing over time. So I can fill out these. Got a couple things on here. I have it set up so that I have to answer a few questions. How long did or how many hours of sleep I got? Quality of sleep, hydration, nutrition, scale 1 to 10. These are all like very general numbers, whether I've been sticking to the plan or not, what my stress level is at. And that serves as some really useful context and feedback so that when I do look back at these numbers, I know, oh, I PR'd when my sleep was great, my nutrition was great, or if the opposite's true, I can start kind of comparing that to how I'm feeling. It's just helpful to have these metrics as a habit. Look, I'm doing all this, I started the wrong workout. There we go. All right, check off all my stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, that's done. Power protocol is good. Did my wall balls, not wall balls, my tennis ball tosses. Now barbell back squat. Our warm-up weight is gonna be 205, with our top set being 255. So we're gonna go for 8 reps on our warm-up set. And that's gonna be a 45 and a 35 on each side. Here we go. Warm up set, 205 pounds. 8 reps.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. We're gonna move up. 255. Oh, come on, math. 40 pounds. All right. 50 pounds. No, 25 inside. Like I haven't done this before. Now, last week I was at the hip. 3 working sets, 10 reps each year, with an RPE of 8 on the first working set, then 9 and 9 on the second and third set. I'm thinking I aim for 11 each set today. So for the first working set, I'll go for 11 reps, and I'll try to match it with the subsequent 2. And my rule of thumb with progressions on weights for a lift like this, once I can get to 12 for each for the given weight or load, then I'm ready to up the weight and I'll lower the amount of reps per set. So in a few weeks, say I get 12 reps each, then I'm able to move up the load. And I'll determine that based on what my rest of my training and recovery looks like at that time. Because I did just start a new phase where I'm adding jujitsu. I started doing jujitsu, so I'm like 2 weeks in. And today, like Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday, like the hardest of the week for sure. We got our hypertrophy leg day today, jujitsu tomorrow, and then I do another power and a more moderate strength workout. And in that workout, for the power and the moderate strength, those also include legs. So it's a hell of a sprint, but I think I hit the higher end of what was recoverable for me when I did this last week. So we'll see what that extra rep per set feels like once we get to Wednesday. I got about 30 seconds left. I like to take 3 minutes off between sets. Actually, I don't know how y'all do less. It's 3 to 5 minutes is the rule of thumb, especially when I'm going heavy, or it's just not feasible. Helps so much with the recovery, managing the load over time. And this is definitely the longest workout that I'll do all week. It ends up being around 65 minutes total with everything.
That's right, yourself.
All right, we're going for 11.
Got this.
Wow, I hope I counted right. Okay, 20 minutes left. That's the time. 20 minutes, I'll come back at 23. I got a bad habit of questioning my count when I get to like 6, 7. So, I mean, that felt like a 9, 12 reps. So I'm hopeful that's what it actually was. Let me write this down. All right, step number 2, I'm gonna count out loud this time. Keep myself on the calendar. And I took 4 minutes off.
We're right back here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
All right, Jerry, don't get too comfortable. And rinse for on our backs.
9,
Rigid. Rinse up and down.
10, 11, 12. Let's go, 12. It's 25 flat. 25. It's feeling pretty good. typically do some sort of heavy lunge variation. Yesterday, I did some 800-meter repeats. That was the first time I did that. I'm surprised I didn't do that 12 times, considering it was supposed to be a light run, but man, there's something in me, so I go for it. So I want to get my heart rate up. But throughout the week, I'm pretty much doing something on my lower body. I'm always pretty active. I average like 17,000 steps a day between working with private training clients and doing photography gigs, moving around the studio. Pretty active lifestyle. It's beautiful. It's so important to stay on top of sleep. The consistent eating, those are the things that really feed into making this sustainable. Damn, I love the cold plunge so much. Such an easy way to get uncomfortable and push on the pain knob in a safe way. Everything else is super chill. My resting heart rate is lower. I can chill in a calm presence, and I can send that energy off to my clients who are often in high stress environments. So it's more value for them. The more I take care of me, the more I take care of my people. I'm waiting another 4 minutes. Now I'll go for the third set, shooting for 12. And I'll let this down. All right, that's 4 minutes rest. One more set. Shooting for 12. Three. Six. Seven. Someone's calling me. 8. 9. 10. I'm over there. Technique, still off. I'm gonna trust that. I'm probably gonna get one more in, but it's really not worth it. I feel accomplished through the set, or through the whole exercise. So I'll float around for a sec. I'll break it down a little to the maximum. After I write it down. Yeah. My God. Congratulations. Okay. Now we got some unilateral work. So I have a pair of kettlebells. I'm gonna do some stacked RDLs. And I really like these to the chest and hip strength. We live a little bit in the tank for this one. Make sure we have breath control after the set. It's a long, gentle exhale. With a smooth, strong inhale. And movement, toes, fingers. This will be a definitive 3-minute break. This one's pretty tiring. And if I don't lock in on the breath, you definitely feel it. So I'll try to keep a continuous flow of air, as opposed to the Valsalva where you breathe in, hold and brace. I do a continuous inhale as I build up the brace. And when I get through the hardest portion, I'll start releasing. And I'll typically end with a power breath, create a little bit of extra strength, pressure through the abdominals, get my hollow body a little bit more as I come out of it. Now at this point, if my focus isn't on point, that's when it's gonna start going to a little back. So we gotta make sure we check in at the points that matter. Strong connection with the ground, spread the toes. Hips should travel back with a fair amount of bend in the knee to give you most of the loop. Hamstring should be helping, but we want to go long through the spine and make sure your lats are on. So I like to give the cue of closing the back side of your armpit, toe to make sure to stay on. And the weight should be traveling in a straight line up and down. You can call them once lifted, and that should check all the boxes. Hips, glutes, and hamstrings should be doing the work. Stay light with your back foot, stay up for balance, and keep a continuous flow. I got about 30 more seconds.
Yeah, basically.
I'd love to hear any questions you got about lifting, about what choices you should be considering, or what options you should be weighing depending on your goals. For me, I like to be and feel capable, so it's minimizing soreness, steadily increasing fitness over time while minimizing fatigue. So I'm not really chasing super heavy weight. I'm not going for 1 rep maxes. I'm keeping it to the point where I can walk away from a set feeling pretty good. Walk away from a workout feeling pretty good. This is the hardest workout I'll do in terms of recovery time afterwards, knowing that I've done this for a week and a half now. Or I've done this for a while, but now I'm having to get so I still feel capable through the rest of the week. So last week, Wednesday was tough, but we're figuring it out. But for me, being capable, I want to show up on the weekend and do whatever I want. Do something athletic, party, do a fun workout with a friend that might be in town. So I schedule and program for myself around that. I always start with power movements, speed first, or lightest to heaviest. Then I move into strength, with stuff that depends on focus, but not necessarily on failure, intentionally leading it right into the tank. And then finishing with something more demanding, like going towards failure for hypertrophy when it makes sense throughout the week. Today is mostly a hypertrophy day, though. Power hypertrophy. All right, here comes set number 2.
Yeah, that's good. That happens to me is fine. Come off the ground. Yeah, that to me is pretty cool. Oh,
And keep it moving. Movement. For at least the next minute or so after the set. All right, last one. Ooh-wee. That'll do it. Last set. Okay, that concludes our main lifts. Now we're gonna move into a very short superset. We'll do a foundation training at point blank and some reverse flies. Depending on how the shoulder feels, because last week I did this, I had to cut the flies. It wasn't feeling right. And I'm the type to listen to that. But see how it goes. looks good. Close this out, I'll go every minute on a minute. It's about 30 seconds in the plank. And that gives me about a minute and a half of rest in between each of these sets of reverse squats. All right, here we go, flies. One of three down, 1 of 3. Tell me about your goals. What do you want to achieve? I can help you figure out how to formulate a workout plan that makes sense for you. It should be individualized. There's a lot of different ways to get to the same end goal. After you learn the science of it, it's an art. And I can help you paint that picture. So drop a comment, let me know what it is you're trying to learn, what you want to be capable to do, how you want to feel, and I can give you something to start with. Here comes our next set of planks. 8-point plank. Oh no. I think I'm gonna have to find a different day for these flies because somebody's not feeling good. I might even just replace it with a bent over row instead and see how it feels. For now, I'm gonna scratch it. Yeah, for now we're gonna scratch the flies. I'm gonna close it out with one more set of these 8-point planks, and then I'm gonna get into my cool down, which consists of 3 different stretches. You gotta listen to your body. A lot of it comes with experience. Knowing when to push and when something is off. And I've been training for about 15, 16 years now. And I've been learning new stuff every year. Formal education, from peers, through experience, all this stacks up. And I like my shoulders, so I'm gonna keep them healthy. So I'm gonna figure that out, how to swap that out. Maybe I'll do my hammer curls today instead of when I would typically do it on an upper body day during the closing portion at a similar phase of the workout. I'll play around with that on the back end so I look at the programming, get a holistic look. But here comes the last set. Then we'll get into stretching afterwards. Nice. We're at about 62 minutes, so we're at the closing portion. I'll hold each of these stretches for 30 seconds. And with this one, to give you some cues, I start off by getting upright into a strong lifted position through the collarbones. Then it's hips forward, knee forward to really get into this hip flexor. Sometimes I'll add dumbbells in this engaged position by my side to give myself a little bit more tension and load into that stretch position. And I purposely vary the load from session to session. So sometimes I do a body weight, sometimes I do it with up to like 60 pounds. Here we have 50 pounds each, so that's per hand, 50 pounds per hand. So that I get really strong in both positions. I'm spreading my foot, spreading my toes across the floor on the lead leg, and pulling my foot down and back into the ground. So I have a little bit of tension here to support myself. Now really I'm looking for the right balance of stretching my hip flexor on the backside and tension in this lead leg, because at any point I should be able to seamlessly stand in the body. That's how I know I'm in a good strong position. That's a transfer to other positions. So that was 30 seconds per side on the calf stretch. Next I'll do a groin stretch, starting tabletop. So one foot up top. This is straight out to the side from my hip, and then I'll walk the hands back, pull my hips back, and I'll keep an open position at my chest. So if you know cat-cow, this is the one where you lift your chest up to the sky. You feel a nice stretch on your thigh. And bonus if you can create a little tension down and back into the box too. So tension on the stretch itself. Keep a calm breath, relax shoulders. And then same thing on the other side. Hips back, hands back. And last one, calf pigeon. Foot to opposite hand, hips down your back. Take the back side hip, wrap it forward and towards center to really get a stretch in your glute. Relax the shoulders as much as you can. And if you're capable, if you're unable, you can go all the way to a sleeping pigeon down to your forearms. As long as your spine stays long, then we're sticking with the purpose of stretching our glute. There you go. 30 seconds there. We'll come up, swap it out. Yeah, my shoulders are cooked. Alright, this is the last 30 seconds of stretch, so hope we learned something new today. Let me know what you want to learn, what you want to get out of this. There's so much carryover into the rest of your life and get into a strong, consistent routine. Start off with whatever's going to keep you consistent. Because if you can do one thing, focus on one thing, and continue to do that, you can do anything. You got to start small enough to make it consistent. If you cannot be consistent, you aren't moving slow enough. Start smaller. It's you versus you. I believe in you. You should believe in you too. Thanks for tuning in. Shit. Before we close, I'll flex on you a little bit. Coach leg today. Actually, I'll take a shout out to him. Here we go. Check me out. Yeah. Alright, that's it. One more. Alright, I'll catch you later.